Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And um, now I'm doing another film that I really absolutely do enjoy, And this is a film I would put on the list of one of the most, on my personal list of the most underrated films. Because for this film, I don't know why this film gets so much hate. I don't get it. Because I always enjoy this film. And I don't know what I want to say, but I definitely put this on my own personal list of the most underrated films, and I don't know why this film gets so much hate. Um, it's a film that came out in 1995, and that is Congo. Congo was released on June 9th, 1995, which was based on a novel by Michael Crichton, the author of Jurassic Park. Um, and like I said, when the film came out, it got a lot of negative receptions. Um, and also another thing, I also do have the poster hung up here on my wall. If anyone could see, there you go. Try and straighten out the camera there. Here, let me do it like this. There you go. Next to my poster of Tremors. It's hard to angle this, but so there's a poster right there. I got it hung right there, and because this is something I really absolutely do enjoy, and so I'm just repeating myself. So the film was directed by Frank Marshall, who he's been an executive producer for a lot of Spielberg films, and he's directed a few films. He directed a film. The film he directed was a thing. It was a film called Alive, 1993, and I haven't seen it live though. But he also directed Arachnophobia, which I enjoy Arachnophobia. I love Arachnophobia, and that's a great film with those spiders. He's starring Jeff Daniels and John Goodman. And he also directed Ape Below in 2006. He directed a film called Ape Below, which starred the late Paul Walker. With him and his snow dogs. That are trapped in the snow in Alaska. Or was it Antarctic? I think it was Antarctic. And he's directed 4 films, and that was it. That was film, and they also directed this film, Congo. Anyway, but also he started as executive producer on a lot of films, including Spielberg films. He was executive producer for Poltergeist. Other films, The Sixth Sense, Signs, Born Supremacy. Including The Last Airbender. But also on other Steven Spielberg films as well. And on other cast members, you have Laura Linney, Dylan Walsh, and one of the actors I think was one of my favorite actors in this film, Ernie Hudson, and Tim Curry, Jodan Baker, and Bruce Campbell in this as well. And when the film came out, got a lot of negative feedback. As a 21% Rotten Tomatoes and a 4.99 IMDb. Once again, I would say it's a lot of bull crap. I haven't read the novel by Michael Crichton though. I just haven't. And of course, one of the reasons the one says here the significant cause of disappointment among the novel's fans was the gorillas, or obviously costume humans and puppets with noticeable fur mask gaps and on the necks, whereas the 1993 film Jurassic Park was familiarized audiences with its CGI dinosaurs. CGI was originally planned for use for the gray gorillas, but technology hadn't been developed for this point, so the using realistic hair would be created. I don't know what to say. I completely disagree on that. I think for 1995 and look at the suits of the gorillas, I think they look really great. I know that was one that pretty much the main reason why this film gets a lot of hate, because how the gorillas looked. I think it was an absolute a load of shit. I think that the suits look really real well done. And there's only one film that I would compare this that looks much more greater. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That film gets all the praise. That's a film that gets a lot of praise. And what's over the top, with it's like all CGI gorillas and apes. That would look like absolute utter dog shit. But that film gets the pass, and the effects give praise. But this gets shit. This gets a lot of shit. For a lot of for being practical and using suits. I don't know what to say. They look really well done. That's why I say you think you can use CGI, even if they use CGI in this, you think it'd be worth the crap? No. And even the Golden Razzies, this was nominated for how many Razzies? How many Razzies was this nominated? 1, 2, 3, 7. Seven Golden Razzie nominations. It didn't win any, thank God, but let's read what it was nominated for. Okay, it was nominated for Worst New Star and Worst Supporting Actress, Amy the Talking Gorilla. Worst Supporting Actor, Tim Curry. Worst Original Song, Feel the Spirit of Africa by Jerry Goldsmith. Worst Screenplay, Worst Picture, and Worst Director. This is why probably the reason why I don't like the Golden Razzies, because they give. Well, yeah, the one like a couple categories they give awards to some shit films that deserve it, but a lot of times they always give Razzies to films that I don't think deserve, especially this film, Yes, I do. Yes, especially Amy the Talking Gorilla. I like how they use the character of Amy the Talking Gorilla. Yes, I know why people find probably the voice, use the talking voice for the sign language gadget, make your voice like this, Maybe people find it annoying, maybe that's why, I don't know, but... And the worst original song, Feel the Spirit of Africa, that's playing at the end of the film, I like the score by Jerry Goldsmith. Once again, this is a film that, a score that's by Jerry Goldsmith. I like Jerry Goldsmith a lot. It's a shame he's no longer with us, Then Worst Picture and Worst Director. I don't know what I guess to say, But you can't really hear what's on the back of this DVD cover. Breathtaking action, amazing special effects. That means Joel Siegel, Good Morning America, liked the special effects. That means he liked the effects of the gorillas, Or Peter Travers, Rolling Stone, you're in for a treat. I just don't get why this film gets so much hate. It's just because of the gorillas, They don't look that bad. I think they look really well done compared to Rise of the Planet of the Apes. This film would kick the shit out of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Screw that film. And I have no interest in seeing Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Okay. So I'm not going anywhere near. I'm not talking about that film. I'm not going anywhere near that film. But I know that film will make a lot of money because Rise of the Planet of the Apes was a big hit, and I know that film will make a lot of money this summer. So yeah, I'm just getting this out of the way. Why this film gets hated so much, I know. But despite all the negative reception, the film was a box office success. It opened up number 1, and it made 81 million in the I think it was 80-some million in the U.S. and total worldwide it made 152 million on a budget of 50 million. So despite all the hatred and the web critics and stuff like that, the film was a box office success. But at least there was another positive review. At least Roger Ebert, the late Roger Ebert, he gave it 3 out of 4 stars, calling the film a splendid example of a genre no longer much in fashion, the jungle adventure story. So at least I do agree with the Roger Ebert, because I don't think you don't find any of these films like this anymore. These fun adventure films in the jungle, Well, you find except for the Indiana Jones films, or was it I don't know. Was it I think was Romancing the Stone with Michael Douglas one of them? Would I consider that? Honestly I don't remember, but maybe I don't remember if I would consider that film like this film, but oh, but anyway, yeah. But I did all of that. I like the score by Jerry Goldsmith. I like that the cast did a really good job. The film was not long. It was on for like 109 minutes, but it went by very fast. It wasn't boring. Um, so getting into the film, it opens up, with what was it? This company Travacom, that this company is having an expedition going into Congo, led by Bruce Campbell, and I like Bruce Campbell that's not working with Sam Raimi, being a film that's not anywhere that not being collaborated with Sam Raimi in any way, and he's leading this expedition, and they discovered that he's talking like on his back on the mainland. His ex fiance Karen, played by Laura Linney, are testing out this because they send Bruce Campbell down there to find this diamond to help with this communications laser, that'll help their company out, and he wanted to find his friend Jeffrey. They found this lost city, and he went off, and as Bruce Campbell was waiting, and something gets thrown at him, and he picks it up, and this is rated PG-13, and it's got some pretty stuff in there. Like when Bruce Campbell picks up, it's an eyeball. It's a freaking eyeball, and it's a bloody eyeball as well, So that's one thing I appreciate, Maybe there's something that would have been they did maybe would have been R-rated, but maybe they cut some stuff out. I don't know. Maybe it got the PG-13 rating, but it's a really good gory looking eyeball, Then he turns around, he screams, but you don't see him get killed though. But also the owner of the company, played by Joe Don Baker, is Charles' father, he him and Laura Linney, they move this camera and they look into the campground, and everybody see a bunch of bodies, and they see something move across the camera that look like a gorilla, knocks the camera over. So then he wants her to go down there and to find what happened, and of course she made a promise that you want me to send you sending me down just for Charlie, not for some diamond, But of course, that's what he wants, So then he goes to Peter, who was played by Dylan Walsh. Dylan Walsh, I only seen him in a few films. He was in Secretariat, the Disney film Secretariat. But he was also in the Stepfather remake that was crap. But I liked him in this film better. He's teaching at this university. Him and his assistant, which is played by this guy. His assistant Richard was Grant. Grant Hoslov, I think that was how his name is. I've seen him. I've seen him. If you haven't seen this, if you recognize this guy's face, you've seen him in a couple of films. He was in True Lies, and he was also in Dante's Peak with Pierce Brosnan. You know. But he's also been he has also been as a director as well. The guy he directed The Men Who Stare at Goats, the film with George Clooney and Kevin Spacey, and a film called Waiting for Woody. I haven't seen that film, but he mostly directed that film, The Men Who Stare at Ghosts. But he's been an actor in other films like I said, Dante's Peak, True Lies. He was also in The Scorpion King, Argo. So that's another actor that I recognize. That's recognizable, you know. So he's Dylan Walsh's assistant, is helping with the gorilla Amy, you know, learning how to talk. You know, he has this invention, you know, that using teach human communications, you know, sign language and stuff, you know. Like he has this invention, you know, that make like if they use it for a human, you know, who cannot speak, you know, using the language, then the language will improvise the person in their own voice, you know. So they want to do that with a gorilla, see how it talks, you know. And when she talks, it will keep indicating her own voice, you know, which people think that the voice is pretty annoying though, but I didn't find it annoying. So, but then she's having nightmares because there's this scene about seeing this nightmare, you know, and while that there's a guy, then there you have Tim Curry that comes in. He wants to, Don Walsh says he wants to take her home, you know, and Tim Curry says he'll help, you know, what was the character's name? What was that character's name? Herkimer Homolka, you know. Herkimer Homolka, and it was like, you know, and as an actor, I always liked Tim Curry, you know. He's always been a funny guy, you know. So he says that he'll help, he will pay for Amy to go home, you know, and as later on as they're ready to leave, then Laura Linney shows up, you know, that she'll also help pay for the rest of the stuff, you know, and they said a lot while they're playing. They said a lot of stuff that happens in the Congo, and Tim Curry says, you know, says something about Nate killing people, and Dylan was like, don't perpetuate a myth, you know, the King Kong myth, the myth of the killer ape, you know. And there's okay, I do enjoy film, I know, but there might be one or two little nitpicks that you know, that is something, you know, like for instance, you know, like Dylan Walsh gives Amy a martini, you know, and the burps, you know, which I just like, yeah. I don't like burp jokes or fart jokes, you know. Well, there's no farting in this, but that's the burping, you know, burp, you know. Yeah, there's some like issues like when we get like things with giving her a martini, or when Amy's smoking a cigar, you know. Yeah, but I also see when on other gorillas, you know, there might be like the face might be a little bit how I say it, I want to say stiff, but I don't know maybe that's the word I'll say. Maybe that's all I'll put. Maybe I'll use that word stiff. I guess that's the best way to describe it. You know, maybe some of the on other gorillas' face. You know, like you can see like some of maybe the face may be a little bit too stiff, but that's the only problems I have. Like that, and like, you know, giving like okay, that's not realistic. Like giving the gorilla a martini or smoke a cigar, you know, or the burping, you know. But that's pretty much it though. So So as they arrive to Congo, um, then they meet the guy. This guy, Joe Pantoliano was in this, who was uncredited for some reason. He's this guy, who's there at the airport, or driving around, and he's like, look, there's another thing. This is PG-13. This is PG-13, and also he says, well, there's some people that walk past and like, who are they? And he's like, fuck if I know. Okay, he says that they got away with an F word there for a PG-13 film, so they got away with using an F word. And that also I thought was pretty funny as well. Then they meet Ernie Hudson, who is I think he was absolutely my favorite actor in this film. I really enjoy Ernie Hudson's character as Monroe. It's like Monroe Kelly. I'm your great white hunter, although I happen to be black. He says a lot of funny lines in this film, and that was also one of them. So he takes the rest of the group against his truck. They'll talk, and it was like well, I guess there's this car that blew up in the airport, and he's talking to Joe Pantoliano. He's like, the car that exploded was they blew up the president's Mercedes, and he's asking, did they get him? And he goes like, that's the bad news. No, they didn't. So they're on the way, when they're talking. That's when he gives Amy a cigar, and he's like, the 20th century sucks. Maybe the new century would be better, But then they get caught. And while a couple other people are as Dylan Walsh and his assistant are being held captive in this room, and there's this other guy talking, and Richard Grant saying, oh, this is Kafka, and he's like, what do you think? This guy, who is this Kafka? And honestly, there's a lot of funny lines in this film that I thought was pretty funny, And then Laura Linney, Ernie Hudson, Tim Curry, they're sent down. There's another person who is another actor who is uncredited in this film is Delroy Lindo. He's been in a lot of other films. He's uncredited as this military captain. That who they bribe him to let him pass through the jungle. And also, but Laura Linney's character, she used to work with the CIA and all that, and she's like a no person who takes no crap from anybody, like one of the soldiers was touching her hair, and she gives him an elbow right in the groin, So you can tell that she's not a person, she's not a woman that'll take crap from people, or stuff like that, strong, This is where Tim Curry's eating this cake, and Delroy Lindo is like, Mr. Homolka, stop eating my sesame cake. Stop eating my sesame cake. And he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing in my country, you bag of shit? And he's like, this fellow here is a big bag of shit. You should shake this rattler off your neck. He owes money to everywhere else he goes, So they give him the money, and then he lets him go. So they're loading stuff on the plane. They're getting on the plane, and so as they're flying, they get attacked by some other people that are I just want to say by some other soldiers, I also like this more where that Laura Linney, she gets like a flare gun as they're shooting like these rockets at them. She uses a flare gun to shoot, and hits the rocket. And also like Ernie Hudson joins her, and they both shoot more flares out of rockets. You know. I like that scene. That was a good scene. So everyone's getting on their parachutes, and as they all bail out, then they're able to destroy the plane. Then they set it off on their expedition, And Tim Curry tells him that he's looking for the lost city of Zinj, where there's lots of diamonds, a mine that has lots of diamonds, and they will all be rich, And he knows that the gorilla will lead them to there because the gorilla have nightmares, and he's been drawing pictures of this eye, that's on the lost city, indicating that she's been there, and that's why, to him, and then later when they're like resting for a bit, and that's another funny line where Ernie Hudson is talking to Laura Linney. There's like air conditions, huh? And she's like, yeah, a little bit too much. He's like, shit, I'll take one. And then also another incident where another couple more where it's at nighttime, and they hear a bunch of monkeys, screaming, and it's like full moon. He's like all laid back like this, and he's like, cool. What kind of monkeys it was? It's mating season. Every male for like 20 miles thinks he's Elvis Presley. And then in the morning, the Walsh has like he has a leech in his pants, and he's like, oh, and Ernie Hudson's like, oh, that's a leech. He's like telling him to take it out. I was like, oh no, it's not my leech, it's your leech. You take it out, I really like Ernie Hudson. He was a really fun character in this film. That's why he's absolutely my favorite actor in this film. So as they're moving on, then where they get on, they're going down the river on rafts, and it's nighttime, and they get attacked by these hippopotamuses, and another part of the effect, other than the gorillas, there's some really good effects, using on the hippos, where they're attacking one raft, and they're shooting at it, also well done effects where they use on the hippos, practical effects, compared to today where it's mostly all CGI, But the hippos and the gorillas, really well done effects. Really well done effects, So as they get back on land and they're marching through, they see another plane, they get shot down, and they get shot down during the night, and they see they find out early on they find the plane that crashed there. But they also find where the old spot where her ex-fiance was, where there's no bodies, or even earlier. I forgot to mention that earlier where they found this tribe, this tribe where they go to this tribe where they're doing like they're chanting, because there's one of the other members of the original team is there, and he's barely alive, and when they try to get him to talk, he looks at Amy and he goes and screams, and he dies like this, So they're gonna have something had to do with the gorilla, and he says that she's saying that camp destroyed, great people killed in gray gorillas, and Dylan Walsh saying there's no such thing as a gray gorilla. So, but then later they find the lost city of Zinj, and as they go in, looking inside, Richard is looking for Amy because she runs off, and then he gets attacked by one of the gray gorillas, and he's running inside, he's like help me, and then he just falls down and drops dead, and then one of the gray gorillas comes in, and he throws like like I said, there was another gory thing. He goes and throws a freaking head, throws a freaking head at Tim Curry, And there's another issue. I thought they could have cut out. There was like when the gorilla attacks, there was like this jerky slow motion, I thought they could have just cut that out, Yeah, there was this jerky slow motion, Should have cut that out as well. So they get outside. There was a couple more guys dead, And it's like Ernie Hudson's like, never saw an animal move like that. Well, look, they just kill, And Tim Curry's like, what was it So that's why Solomon's diamonds were never found. The myth of the killer ape is true, So then, and also it was a good thing they're all getting set. They're all getting guns, setting up the perimeter. They got these auto guns, that like a perimeter gun, like when something steps in, it'll automatically shoot where it's at, So then also the guerrillas start approaching, they're all firing, left, right, and center, um, um. So after all that was over, that was all like lots of good gunfire, firing. Tim Curry said these translators because they found stuff, the same hieroglyphics on the walls inside. He's like, says, "We are watching you," And then when they move out and they're move back in the morning, back in there in the next day, they find more of the story how the guerrillas are like this, like the people who lived there, they taught the guerrillas to be this way, to act violently and kill, and then they turned on them. Then there's another earthquake, The rest of the other people they fall down this mine shaft, and then they get into the scene where the mines and Tim Curry's side because there's all the diamonds, So he's picking up all the diamonds, and then. And for some reason, as the group is moving away, Tim Curry goes in another different direction, and then he runs into more of the guerrillas, He gets attacked, he gets hit a couple times, and these gorillas, they don't. It's like these gorillas they don't show no mercy. They just kill and kill and kill, And like what Tim Curry, he's looking up and. He's looking up and he screams, and then you get the idea that the gorilla used his hands and smashed Tim Curry's head, and But what I do is if you freeze frame that scene, that you could tell that the gorillas they're just hitting on the they're just hitting the ground on either side of Tim Curry's head, But if you freeze frame it though, but if you don't freeze frame it, you get the idea that the gorilla smashed his head open, but. If you freeze frame it, it's really not though. But still, you get the idea, So as they're trying to escape, Laura Linney and Dylan Walsh they go inside this cavern here, and Ernie Hudson's friend Haga, which is also this guy who plays Haga is he's been in a lot of films. He's been in a lot of films. He was also in The Mummy Returns. He was also in as one of the bad guys in The Mummy Returns, but he was also in he was also in G.I. Joe, one of the members of G.I. Joe named Heavy Duty, and he was also in the Theme prequel, who was Joel Edgerton's buddy, And then he also really appeared in Thor: The Dark World as Curse, So he's trying to fight to the gorillas, but he ends up dying. All the gorillas surround him. They surround him. They're like, I guess they could say they're like beating him to death. All you see was And you also get and also when they're shooting the gorillas, you get some practical blood squibs, which I also appreciated, Then Lorelai finds Jeffrey and then Charlie's body, and he's holding the diamond in his hand. But the earth starts shaking because there's a volcano that's right there, and it's starting to erupt. They're running out of time. So Dylan Walsh and Ernie Hudson are shooting more at the gorillas. When Dylan Walsh, he gets taken and he gets thrown to the ground, and they're about to kill him. And Amy comes in, comes in telling all the gorillas to back off. Like ugly gorillas. The voice of the machine. And Laura Linney gets the rock, the diamond. Gets this freaking laser, makes into it's like a laser gun. It's like, we're getting out of here, and it's like, what about them? And she's like, put them on the endangered species list and use this laser to kill all the gorillas. Bzzz. And so as they're climbing up the volcano erupts and the lava kills the rest of the gorillas. So they're trying to escape, and then the earth opens up, and Laura Linney, she shoots this tree down so they can get across. So as they go back to the old plane wreck, they get Laura Linney and Ernie Hudson, they get this balloon out. Dylan Walsh is looking for Amy, and Laura Linney, she's talking to Jodo and Baker, and he's like, did you get it? Did you get that diamond? And she reminds him what she told him, the promise, if you send some diamond out for Charlie, then I'll make you sorry, So, but then she goes and takes the diamond, and she uses the laser and shoots at his own satellite, disconnecting, And then also, so Dylan Walsh finds Amy, and there's some others. Oh, because before this whole thing did, they found some other gorillas. There's the silverback gorilla, right? She wants to be with them, And also there was also this instant of another funny thing where Dylan Walsh said, or Ernie Hudson told Dylan Walsh to stay and don't look at them, right? And as the silverback gorilla comes towards him, and when he walks away, he turns around, everyone's gone. He's like, and he's saying to Ernie Hudson, "Where were you?" And he's like, "I ran away," So, but then she finally so then now Dylan Walsh finds Amy with the other silverbacks, and she goes with them, saying that she's now home, So then the rest of them, they get on the hot air balloon, and Laura Linney tells Dylan Walsh to throw the diamond away, And then it ends with the song "Feel the Spirit of Africa," that song. And I like the song, and I like the score by Jerry Goldsmith, I feel this is a really, really underrated film. I don't know why this film gets so much hate, Oh, because the gorillas in their suits, instead of CGI. I don't. They're really good effects, especially also these gorillas were created by Stan Winston, Stan Winston, he created the gorillas, You got the guy who did the effects in Jurassic Park, and he also did, I forgot what the effects that he did. Let me give a quick look. Oh yes, yeah. He did not only did the effects for Jurassic Park, he did effects for Leviathan, which I really do enjoy, Oh, and the Relic as well, The Relic, Leviathan, also End of Days, He did a lot of all sorts of things, for special effects, And it says even well, of course the first and second Terminator films, Pumpkinhead, of course, because those are the film he directed. And he also had a hand on John Carpenter's The Thing, But he made these really nice gorilla these nice gorillas that look really well done compared to Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I'll say it for the last time, Or even the hippopotamus, when the hippos attack, they also look really well done as well, I don't think they look that bad. I don't know why this film gets so much hate, mainly because of that subject, Or people don't like Amy the Talking Gorilla either. I don't get it, I didn't find the character annoying. Good cast, you know, good score by Jerry Goldsmith, you know, good directing by Frank Marshall, you know. I just don't know what I could say. And also, speaking of Ernie Hudson, a few months ago, he was at one of the conventions, one of the toy conventions I go to. I go to every few months, and he was there. And he was wearing his Ghostbusters uniform, you know, and I got an autograph from him, you know, when it was this character from Congo, you know. I know I could have went with Ghostbusters or even his character from Leviathan, you know, but I wanted since I enjoyed his character a lot in Congo, so I decided to go with this picture. And it's a nice looking picture, you know. He got me a sign that for me, and he also said that the line that I thought was really funny in the film. He says, I'm your great white hunter," you know. And he was a really cool, nice guy, you know, when I met Ernie Hudson, because also, my mom wanted to meet him because she enjoyed Ernie Hudson in the film The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. You know, we played a character of Solomon. You know, so she met him as well, and he was a really nice, cool guy. You know, and I really enjoyed meeting Ernie Hudson. I think it was one of the best celebrity autographs I got. You know, so far. You know. Yeah, because here at if everyone knows what I go to, it's the toy convention here in San Jose. You know, the annual toy convention that appears every few months. You know, August, December, and March. You know, and there's always celebrities that are there to sign autographs. You know, and Ernie Hudson was there, and I got his autograph from him, and it was really cool, and that I met him. You know, I got his picture with him as well. You know. So I enjoy meeting Ernest, and that's why I went with this picture, because I really did enjoy his character in Congo, you know. That's why I consider this, you know, a really underrated film, one of the most underrated films that I've ever seen, you know. Especially that film, which I will review, you know, very soon. So, yeah, so it was really cool. I got his autograph, you know. So then that's so as I said, I haven't read the book though, but I just really enjoy this film. I really enjoy this film, and I don't know why this film gets so much hate. You know, I think it deserves more love and respect. You know, and for anyone else out there may agree or disagree with me. You know, I'll be happy if I get some more people in comments saying that they also enjoy this film as well. You know, agree with what I say. You know. If they disagree with me. It's my opinion, you know. So yeah. So this is there's also not much there's no features, you know, just two trailers, and that's it, you know. I wish there was some special features from back in the day about it, you know. So Laura Linney, she was good. Dylan Walsh was good, you know. Ernie Hudson, absolutely fantastic in this film. Tim Curry, he was funny as well, you know. Other cast members does other good job. Jodan Baker, Grant Heslov, even Bruce Campbell. You know, even just in his short appearance though. Even stuff for a PG-13 rating, you know, stuff like Joe Pantoliano got by saying the F word, or some good gore effects as well. You know, like when the gorilla tossing the head, or the gory eyeball. You know, or practical blood squibs when they're shooting at the gorillas. You know. Maybe they cut some stuff out because it would maybe it would have been R-rated, you know, and I would like to see that, an R-rated film of this, you know, but they made it to PG-13 though, so and it's also one of the few Michael Crichton films other than Jurassic Park and The Lost World. You know, there's a few Michael Crichton films that were successful. This film also Rise and Set. You know, other films like The 13th Warrior or Sphere, you know, or Timeline, there were flops as well, you know. But this was successful, but I'm glad, you know. I don't get why it gets 7 Razzie nominations. I don't get why it gets so much hate just because the subject of the gorillas, you know, how they look. But so that's my review for Congo. Underrated, really underrated film. Deserves more love and respect, you know. So thanks for watching. Take care and stay tuned for the next review. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next review. Later.